All right, well, we are 5 days away from the start of the 2025 Bengals season. Can't believe we've already made it here, Skinny. Let's jump into all of this, preview everything there is with this team, Skinny. Start off, of course, Bengals coming off a missed playoff season. There's a lot of excitement, but still some concerns with this team. What are some of the big concerns you have for them?
I'd say again, Dylan Fairchild being a rookie at left guard, that's a concern because he's a rookie. He's been really good in camp. And then Lucas Patrick right now on the depth chart, which was released as we're doing this podcast. He's number one at right guard, but he didn't have a very good preseason. Dalton Reiser's probably not ready yet. So I'd say both those guard spots. I mean, Dax Hill coming off knee surgery. He's looked great in camp, but we haven't played full regular season game speed yet. So what's that going to look like? And hopefully he looks great. He's playing in the slot. I think it's the bright spot for him. And I think the other one is obviously Trey Anderson's back, but who is the pass rusher opposite him? Is it Shamar Stewart? Is it Joseph Osai? Is it Miles Murphy? Is it nobody? You got to hope it's somebody.
Yeah, I would agree with you on the offensive line. The other thing I have, and I don't know if I would say it's a concern, but it's the linebacker group. It's last year, obviously, a big concern. You're bringing in a rookie, Demetrius Knight. Obviously, high hopes for him, but you never really know with the rookies. So interested to see how that plays out on Sunday. Let's turn things over now, Skinny. Let's go to some good things to talk about. Let's get some breakout players that we're looking for on offense and defense, starting off with offense. Who do you got here?
Chase Brown, and I had him last year. It took a while for him to get going because he didn't start till about midway through the season when Zach Moss got hurt. And then he averaged 112 yards per game in yards from scrimmage. And if you extrapolate that over a full season, he would have 1,900 yards in a 17-game season, which would be the Bengals' single season all-time record yards from scrimmage. It's hard not to go with him again because I think they're going to have an expanded role for him in this offense. Who you got?
Yeah, he's going to have a big year. I'm going to go Andre Yosivash at the receiver position. Had those flashes last year, had a couple game stretch where he was scoring touchdowns every single week, got bigger, got faster, got stronger this offseason. I'm going to go Yoshi for my breakout player and just adds another weapon to this explosive offense. All right, let's jump over to defense, Skinny. Who do you got there?
Last year I went with Cam Taylor-Britt, and he got burned a couple of times, and things didn't go way well for him. I still like him a lot. I'm going to go with Shamar Stewart, the rookie. I mean, you're a bunch of camp practices. I mean, Yanni, he flashed a bunch, and maybe that's all he's ever going to be as a flash guy. You get me 7.5 sacks and a bunch of quarterback pressures, which I think he can do. I don't have anybody else I can even point to on defense who would be my breakout player besides him.
I mean, man, if you have him going off this year, the sky is the limit for this Bengals defense to be a top tier defense. And I think that they will be at that level because I think the secondary is going to be a lot better this year. And I think it's going to start with Jordan Battle. I see a breakout year for him at safety, just being able to hold everything together back there. I think if he plays well, this is a serious, legit contending team in the AFC and in a Super Bowl prediction as well. Let's get to the AFC, Skinny. How do you see things shaking out in the divisions this year?
Yeah, I think this for the Bengals. I got them at 11-6, and I'll go to how I got to that record. I do categories. I know everybody goes down the stretch, right? I go to likely wins, likely losses, and swing games. And I swear, Yanni, every year I've done this. Likely wins, at least one of them turns into a loss. Likely loss, at least one of them turns into a win. Unfortunately, last year, 3 likely wins I had, which were New England, the Washington game, and I had one other. I can't remember what it was now, but I had 3 likely wins last year that turned into losses. Oh yeah, the Pittsburgh game at home that they lost with Jake Browning, or 2 years ago, the game last year with them. And this year, I've got the same thing. I've got 7 likely wins: Jacksonville, Pittsburgh at home, Jets, Chicago, New England, Arizona, and Cleveland at home. Likely loss I got at Green Bay, at Baltimore, at Buffalo. And then the swing games. Here we go. At Cleveland, at Minnesota, at Denver, Detroit, at Pittsburgh, Baltimore, and at Miami. If you go 4-3 in those games, I think they can win at Cleveland. I think they can win at Minnesota. I think they can beat Detroit at home. I think they can win at Pittsburgh. I think they can win at Miami. I'm going to only go 4-3 because that's what it seems to always be in my swing games I pick every year. I got them 11-6. Unfortunately, that puts them in second place, Yanni, behind Baltimore. Baltimore, I got them going 12-5. I've got the Steelers going 7-10, and I've got the Browns going 5-12.
I'm going to go one above you on the Bengals record. I'm going to go 12-5. Should we have a little friendly wager on
I like
this?
it. I
All
like it.
right.
Like I said, I can be talking if I can steal that win at Miami, I can be talking to 12-5. But listen, I've got it on the record at 11-6. So I'm good with that, Yanni. Let's
All
do
right.
that.
Let's do a lunch on 11 or
Sounds
less,
good.
you 12 or more. I win the bet. Perfect. So let's get to some picks on the NFC side. Who might the Bengals be seeing if they, get through and get to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, by the way, and in the AFC, I've got the division chances: Buffalo,
Ah,
Baltimore,
right.
Houston, Kansas City. The wild card teams I've got are the Bengals. I think they make it. Chargers and Jacksonville Jaguars. That's probably the wild card team. I think I can be talked in New England, but I've got the conference champ, unfortunately, being Baltimore. So Bengals fans, you can hate away all you want. On the NFC side, though, I've got Philly in the East, Green Bay in the North, thanks to Micah Parsons, Tampa in the South, Seattle in the West. My wild card teams are Detroit, Washington, Frisco. I just, the Rams are so good. Except if Matthew Stafford gets hurt, and he's hurting at the moment, I just don't know how they survive that, Yanni.
Yeah, the Green Bay pick, I absolutely love. I've been on the Jordan Love hype train. I think this year is the year he breaks into that top five level. Then you add in Micah Parsons to that. I mean, they are going to be, but we don't know how healthy he is, I should say. There are those injury rumors that are going around, but I think that's a legit team that. Am I going to do it? Am I going to pick the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl and face off with the Packers?
All right, let's do it. Let's do our final
I
thing. Let's go.
I
Let's
think I
go the
am.
out here, baby. What do you got?
All right, I'm going Bengals, Packers, Super Bowl, and Cincinnati comes on top. We got a parade coming here this year.
Look at you go, man.
Little
So I did
homer
this.
pick. I'm sorry.
No, I had the Bengals as my Super Bowl pick 2 years ago, and I went, man, that seems fairly homerish. But they were coming off the Super Bowl and an AFC Championship run, and then all of a sudden Burrow gets hurt, and voila, here we are. I've got Baltimore. I think it's their time. That roster is so good. I think it's the best roster in the AFC. I think we're sharing this over the Green Bay Packers. I do think they're a Super Bowl team. I thought they were a really good team before Micah Parsons. I think he's the closer they needed. You can certainly talk me into the Bengals because I think the Bengals are the second pick to me in the AFC to go to the Super Bowl. I just think unfortunately they get the wild card. Baltimore gets the division title and a higher seed, and that's the difference. I get Baltimore's been bad in the playoffs, but I'm going Baltimore over Green Bay. I hope I'm wrong, and I hope you're right, and I hope I owe you lunch.
That would be great. I mean, I'll just take all the wins on this recording when we look back in January and February again. All right, so there it is. We're ready for the 2025 season. 5 days until kickoff. The Cincinnati Bengals in Cleveland taking on the Browns. Going to be a fun one.